Hey there, I'm Rob Cosper, and I'm going to share with you this quick video that I made. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as possible. I know your time is really valuable. And this is regarding our best-selling author program, specifically how I got my book sold 11,752 times in 5 days, and more importantly, exploded my business in the process. I'm going to discuss the process that you can use, even if you don't have a book yet, to become an Amazon #1 bestseller and explode your business yourself. And I'm going to also go over 3 additional confidential client case studies that myself and my business partner Mark Feinberg used to produce Amazon #1 best-selling status for our clients. First, and very quickly, just in case you don't know who I am, I own multiple different businesses. That's my book down at the bottom right, Life After Debt. Wrote that book about 5 years ago. I currently own a financial solutions company that is a 7-figure business, and it was all built on the back of this best-selling book. I'm also a radio show host, and I've been on the radio for the last 5 years. I've taught literally thousands of business owners. When I started coaching, which was about 3 years ago, we did events. We have some really high-profile coaching clients, which we're pretty proud of. And specifically, we help our clients to become the go-to experts in their marketplace, specifically using the best-selling author strategy. Before I go into anything, let me just say this. The results I'm going to show you, they're not typical for most businesses or entrepreneurs. Most people write a book, if they write a book, and it doesn't sell at all, even to friends and family. And I have to say this, I don't know who you are. I don't know what results you will or will not achieve from watching this video. What I know is that I only work with clients who I know I can help them, and I can help them get massive results. And that's either because I do it for them or I do it with them. So that is your warning. Let's move right along. Some of our current clients include a doctor that's running for the United States Senate, a travel company with tens of thousands of paying reps, a network marketer who is #3 in his company starting a coaching business. We have multiple speakers and coaches that we're working with, and multiple 7-figure business owners that are going to 8 figures, and 6-figure business owners that are trying to get to 7 figures. We work with, and right now are working with, realtors, mortgage consultants, financial advisors, attorneys, doctors, dentists. That's just to name a few, and that's not for arrogance sake. That we just want you to know so you can gauge an idea of whether or not your business might be a fit for something like this. I'm going to share some other different businesses and things as well. First, let me jump right into my case study. This was my book, Life After Debt, when we launched it several years ago. You can see it was #1 in the Kindle store. It was #1 in business and investing. It was a hot new release down on the right. It was also a top-rated book. It was downloaded actually over 11,752 times because it was also borrowed as well. So a couple of other things that I'm pretty proud of, which are cool. This shows really the guru in our industry is Dave Ramsey. This shows that my book was outselling him in personal finance. And also when my book was launched in business and investing, at the same time, a pretty famous person, Stedman Graham, who, Oprah's boyfriend, launched his book, and my book was outselling Stedman's pretty considerably during that period of time. So again, this is something that you can do for yourself. This is something that we can do for you. What's important is really not the sales, because as I tell all my clients, the money's not in the book. The money is in what the book can lead for you in the building of your platform for your business. These are the kind of results that we look for in our business, and this is leads. You see, we give our book away, actually a physical copy of our book on the radio. We give our book away on our website. We give it away via AdWords. Yes, it costs us a couple dollars to do that, but every single client that comes to us has an average value of about $4,000 to $5,000. So I am happy to give my book away because that is somebody raising their hand saying, look, I'm interested. Here's my name, my address, my telephone number, my email address. Please send me a copy of this book. We can then follow up with that person, and every day those people are becoming our clients because what they really want is help, not just a book. As a business coach and working with tons and tons of business owners, these are the frustrations I hear. And these are, quite frankly, the frustrations that maybe you are feeling. Many people just don't know how to get their message out. They don't know how to generate consistent leads month in and month out, not just a spurt of leads in one week, let's say, or 1 month, but that there's a consistency to it. They're not getting enough potential new clients or customers. Maybe when you get someone interested, you hear things like, well, I'll think about it, or, that's really expensive and I don't know if I can afford it. People don't really get your value. Or maybe when you do get a client, you compete on price, so you aren't really paid what you're worth. Or, even worse, you take on a client that's really not a great fit for you simply because you need the money. You see, having a best-selling book gives you an amazing platform to get your message out. It really solves all of the problems that we just mentioned. It creates an almost effortless lead generation stream for you. You become the hunted instead of the hunter. That's a big deal. Instead of you chasing clients, the positioning is them chasing you. There's no selling needed. Either they're a good fit for you and your services or they're not. And price isn't an issue any longer because it allows you to attract more clients and increase your fees. Bottom line is you become the go-to expert in your niche. So here's the bestseller formula. And I know I'm going fast, but I really want to get through this video as quickly as possible because I know, as I said, your time is valuable. So here's the formula. Your book, or a book that you have written for you, plus the right publishing platform, plus the right book elements, plus the right launch strategy equals you becoming a best-selling author. And then using that status as a speaker, coach, high-paid consultant, or as we've done to sell your business services. So part one is you write your book, and here are your options in doing that. The kind of old-fashioned way is you find the time, you sit down, and you start writing. It takes incredible self-discipline and will, and I know because I did that, and it took me almost a year to complete a very short book. But that is certainly one way to do it. Another is to pay a ghostwriter. I've done that as well, and I can tell you that is not a great option simply because with a ghostwriter you end up getting their material, and if you're a perfectionist like I am, you end up rewriting it anyway. The last option is what we choose, and that is you speak your book. You have it transcribed and then edited and copywritten by a professional. That's what we do with our clients, and that's what I do now with the books that I produce. So here's how we do it. First, we have a planning session to outline your business practices and your strategies into chapters. This is like your unique selling proposition or your unique strategy or your unique process. We're going to outline that into chapters. We're then going to spend time on recorded calls, asking questions, and having our clients, having you, tell stories and discuss your strategies. Every hour recorded is about 15 pages to 20 pages of transcription. We then take that, and usually we're going to have about 80 to 100 pages transcribed, and we're going to get our world-class editor who has been paid six-figure fees to do ghostwriting for United States congressmen. That person is going to take the transcription and create a finished product for us or for you. So that is how we create the book. The next step is having the right publishing platform. Now we use Amazon KDP. We also do a physical copy, a softcover copy of the book, but for the launch process, there's nothing better than Amazon KDP. As far as Amazon, it's not super straightforward, to be really honest with you, but it's worth the effort and the time. So, you're going to enter your book details, and that's pretty clear. You're going to create your description and who the contributors are. You're going to verify, if you have publishing rights, and you always want to make sure that it's not a public domain work. Next, you're going to target your book. This is really the key to it all, is targeting, because the categories don't quite match up in Amazon as when you go into Amazon and look at the bestseller. So it becomes very difficult. And then you're also going to update and upload and create a book cover. And the cover is a really important element. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail. Now, KDP, just to mention, your category selection is really, really important. to be accurate is key. And you know, I pulled up some of the different, like in business and economics, you have all of these different subcategories. It's very easy, and in fact, we've made mistakes in the past when we were learning this process several years ago. Since that time, we've really gotten it down. It can really mess things up if you do this incorrectly. We had a client come to us whose publisher put them in the wrong categories. We made a couple of simple changes and rewrote the description, relaunched the book, and it went to #1 in both the categories of Amazon. Amazon, by the way, only lets you and every author choose 2 categories, and of course this particular author went to #1 in both of their categories. The next step is having the right book elements, and there are 3 primary book elements that we focus on. The first is the title. As you can see, I have an example there of How to Win Friends and Influence People. Fabulous title, older book, but really clear about what it is that the book is about. So the title is your hook. It can be something more generic, like the next one, Lean In, but then it has to have a subtitle that really explains what the book is about. The next step is the cover. You only have about 90 or so pixels to work with when you're dealing with a digital book, so the cover is really, really key. You have to make sure you have that element correct or your book won't sell. And the third is reviews, and I'm going to spend a few minutes on this because reviews are really important. You can see down there, my book, Life After Debt, at least at this time, had about 29 reviews. This is after my book has sold literally tens of thousands of times. It's so difficult, and if you're an author, you know this to be true, so difficult to get people to actually post reviews on the book, and yet it is super, super critical. So let me talk for a brief moment about reviews. #1, I mentioned it's hard to get but necessary. #2, never get fake reviews. It's something that can get you banned from Amazon. You don't want to mess around with that. So what are you going to do? Well, what we do is we use our list. We have, you know, literally tens of thousands of people on our list that we get very as many of them as possible to review our books. And then we also are part of author clubs that we've paid thousands of dollars to be a part of, where we can exchange honest reviews with one another. It's very, very important and key to do this. Note, you can't get listed on the best Kindle sites without a minimal number of reviews. You need at least 7 to 10 reviews to get listed on the best Kindle sites to get your book sold. That's part of our strategy. The next and kind of last piece is you got to have the right launch strategy to get your book to a bestseller and to get that momentum to continue growing sales. So there are 4 parts of that. One is having Kindle book blogs and websites. The second is a press release strategy. The third is a social media campaign strategy. And the fourth is, as I mentioned, for reviews, private author clubs. This is an example of one of the blogs, websites, and this is actually the Facebook page of Pixel of Ink. Pixel of Ink has literally millions of people that come to their website every month looking for the best Kindle reviewed books. You can't get on their website unless you have a certain number of positive reviews and unless you already have a good reputation with them. You can see they have over 350,000 likes alone on their Facebook page. So super popular site. We have over 40 sites like this that we work with for the promotion and the launch of our clients' Kindle books. So you need to have that strategy in place when you launch your books. The next step is press releases. Press releases are awesome for a couple of different reasons. Here's our strategy for press releases. We do 3 separate press releases in a 3-step strategy. First, we do it the day before our promo begins, basically announcing our promotional period, announcing that the book is being launched. Then we do it at the 3rd day of the promo, then we do it the last day of the promo. Again, one press release builds on the next press release so that there creates this urgency to get the book, especially on the last day of the promo. Creates both status and urgency. As far as status goes, here's the cool thing. How would you like to have the credibility of you and your book being picked up in ABC, CBS, Forbes, CNN, MSNBC, Wall Street Journal? That's what press releases can do for you. It's an additional benefit of the right launch strategy. Now, no one can say if you're going to get picked up by Forbes or by Wall Street Journal, but in most cases you'll be picked up by literally hundreds of media outlets, usually all the big three, ABC, CBS, and NBC, as well as so many local newspapers picking up your press release. So this gives you an added credibility to both who you are, your book, your website, etc. So here's the deal. Again, your book, the right publishing platform, the right book elements, and the right launch strategy equals results. Here's some of our results. This was a launch we did for a client back in May of 2013. You can see over that roughly 7-day period, we had somewhere around 15, maybe 1,600 sales for their book. The book went to #1 in both their categories. The general categories were business and investing and education and reference. And of course, we keep our client information confidential unless they want us to share it. In most cases, they do not want us to share it. The next is another client case study in a launch we did the beginning of June. This client's book went to #1 in his category, which looks like it was the business category. Also, roughly 1,500 or so downloads in that 1-week period. Now, the book will continue to sell well for the months thereafter. But again, we're focused on the launch period to create that momentum, to get it as a hot new release, and to get it listed kind of in the lights of Amazon. After one of our book releases, you can see is June 3rd, I got an email from a client, and I'm blocking out some of their information at their request. But basically, this client received an email asking if they were available to speak at a big upcoming expo and trade show in Orlando. There were going to be 3,000 people at this expo and trade show, and they were offered $2,500 to speak, as well as first class everything to this. They didn't even ask for this. They didn't send the book. Basically, these people heard about the book launch, came to me and said, look, we'd like to book this speaker. What's it going to cost? And the best thing about it is that they allowed this speaker to sell her products and services and everything with keeping 100% of what was sold. So, incredible offer. In most cases, that kind of thing isn't allowed, but not only to get a speaking fee, but to have an opportunity to keep 100% of what you sell is amazing. So here's a couple client book results, and this is the kind of thing that we try to help our clients understand. This is really what it's all about. It's not that you're going to make money from the book. The book itself is just the platform. We had a client that went from zero in a new business to over $1 million in income in the first year on the back of a best-selling book. And they did this by speaking in their industry associations regarding their book and then selling their services on the back end. $1 million in 1 year. Another client did over 100 radio interviews in a 12-month period. As somebody that's been on the radio for 5 years interviewing others, I can tell you, if there's anybody in my industry that has a best-selling book, I want to have them on my radio show. Because number one, they're an expert, and number two, they have their own following that I want them to come and listen to my radio show. We have multiple clients that email or Facebook us on a regular basis about how they've gotten open doors to major speaking opportunities. Again, multiple clients with offers for blog posts on popular websites or regular articles in industry magazines. Again, all of this a great opportunity for lead generation. Weekly stories of clients generating leads and closing sales against heavy competition because of their book. The competitor is leaving their 4-color brochure and you're leaving your best-selling book on the subject. Who is a client going to go with? It's really a no-brainer. And then really all of this started with our book, my book, Life After Debt, which has been responsible for millions of dollars in income to my financial services business. So the key here is becoming the hunted, not the hunter. Being a best-selling author gives you the opportunity for more clients, better clients, higher fees, speaking opportunities, marketplace authority, radio interviews, easier sales, and again, becoming the hunted. So here's the deal. If you want these results for yourself and for your business, then this is who's a good fit. If you have a business or sell a high-ticket product or service, I gave you some examples. Anybody that's a local business owner, a dentist, attorney, financial advisor, realtor, doctor, a coach, speaker, consultant, anyone looking to become the go-to expert in their marketplace, you're a good fit for this. If you're someone that wants to add a new stream of income or create a completely different but complementary business, you can do that on the back of a best-selling book. So on this page, you're going to see an opportunity to apply for a free strategy session. Typically, they're about 30 minutes, and the strategy session is all about offering you and giving you the most value that I can to help you get from wherever you're at right now to wherever you want to go. If we decide that we're a good fit to work together, if we think that you're a good fit to work with us and you think that I'm a good fit to work with you, then we can move forward. Our program is expensive. Obviously, it's very hands-on. It takes a couple of months to complete all of this, to get the book done and get it written, but it could be the platform for your business for the next 10 years or longer. Thanks again. I hope this short video was really helpful for you. Go ahead and apply for a strategy session right now, and I super look forward to being on the call with you and offering you great value. Have a great day.